welcome you back to the computer class. I hope you are enjoying the classes. So, before moving further, let us revise what we have discussed in the last class. So, in the last class, we were discussing about the software, the different types of software. So, let us go to the first chapter. So, yesterday we have discussed what is software, what is the basic meaning of software, then what is user interface. So, I hope you remember user interface is the screen or the icon where the user gives the input to the computer. So it may be a screen, the touch screen, or whatever is the medium through which the user can give the input to the computer. So we have discussed yesterday that it is of two types, GUI and CLI. So GUI we have discussed. Today we will read about this in detail, that what is the two types, GUI and CLI. Okay, next we have discussed the different types of forms, the different forms of the software, the various forms, that is package software, custom software, web application, open source, shareware, freeware. I hope this was clear. We have given the examples also, so you can make a notebook as well, and this is your homework I have given yesterday to write these different forms, their definition in the copy as well with some examples. Okay, next we have discussed what is the difference between registration and activation. Clear? So I hope this was clear as well, that registration is the details given by the user to get the technical support, and activation is while installing the software, activation is the process so that only the licensed user can use the purchase software. Clear? So next we were discussing that what is system software. So this was till where we have left yesterday. Now today we will start that what is the different types of the system software. So let us start it. So system software is basically, as we have discussed, that it is the software, the type of software which manage the running different application, and it manage the hardware as well as the user. This we have discussed yesterday, this diagram, that how the software, system software provides the platform for the user using the to install the application software, and it manages the hardware devices as well. Clear? So now let us see what are the different types of system software. So system software, as we were discussing here also, you can see it is of three types: operating system, device driver, and utility program. So let us see this one by one. So first is the operating system. So everyone is using the different operating system in the lab as well. You have seen the Windows operating system on the computer, in the mobile phone also you are using the operating system. All the hardware devices, the computer, whatever we are using, it must have some operating system which runs these devices, which manage the hardware. So let us see that what is operating system. So an operating system or OS is a software that enables a computer system to work. This is the first software to be loaded in the computer. So is it clear? Operating system is the first software which will be installed on the computer so that the other apps or other softwares can be installed upon this software. So this is the basic and the first software which is installed on any computer or in any device. It may be mobile device as well. Next is the operating system recognizes input from an input device such as the keyboard, mouse, microphone, or PC camera, coordinates the display of output on the monitor, instructs a printer how and when to print information, and manages data and instructions in memory and information stored on the hard disk. So see here, it is also giving us what are the different functions of the operating system. So first, it recognizes the input from the input device. Clear? Whatever the input you are giving, if you are using a mouse or a keyboard, whatever you are writing, so the operating system will manage, it will recognize, how it will know that which button you are pressing. If you are using the mobile phone, where you are touching, whatever is the coordinate, so operating system will pass this message to the computer or to the hardware that whatever the signal you are giving, what is the meaning of that, and it will decode and will function on the basis of that. Next is the microphone or the PC camera. Clear? So if you are speaking using the microphone, or if you are talking with using the computer or your mobile phone, so all the signal, all this input is being managed by the computer, the camera. Clear? Then we have discussed this also, the coordinates. Then whatever the output which is given by the computer or the mobile phone, so the coordinates of the display, that where this particular thing is to be displayed on the monitor, so this will be managed by the operating system. Then if you are giving a print command, then how the printer will print it, so it will also be managed by the operating system. Not only this will manage the instructions in memory and whatever the storage in the hard disk. Clear? So whatever the data you are saving in your computer, in your mobile phone, so this storage, whenever you are re-accessing it, once you have saved, you will open the file again, so this all will be managed by the operating system. I hope this is clear now. Further, let us see. The operating system resides in the computer hard disk. When you turn a computer on, it gets loaded in the primary memory, that is RAM. Is it clear that whatever the operating system you are using, this is also installed on the hard disk. So whenever you switch on the computer, this operating system, the Windows or any other operating system, will be loaded in the memory, that is the primary memory part in the RAM. Clear? So this way the operating system will be initialized when you switch on the computer. So this way this will be invoked and will manage all the things whatever you are doing with the computer. I hope this is clear. Now let us see the different functions. It is displayed as well. Okay, so the next is the functions of an operating system. One by one, there are many different operating systems which are designed for all types of computer, and many of them are similar functions which are clear. So various operating system, but if we talk about what are the functions, they have the similar functions, less or more. So first, each time you start your computer, the computer loads the operating system OS from the hard disk into the computer so that it can be used. This process is called as booting. So in the earlier classes also we have discussed this. What is booting? Booting is the process of loading the operating system into the computer memory. This is the booting. Now we have, if you remember, there are two types of booting. This will be your homework as well, that write the two types of booting and define them. I give you a hint. Booting is of two types. The one is cold booting and another is warm booting. I hope you are recalling it now. So write the difference. Let me revise this as well. So what is cold booting? When you are switching on the computer for the first time, this is called as cold booting. And what is warm booting? First was cold and another is warm. I don't have the pen tab, otherwise it will be more easy to write. Clear? So the one is cold and another is warm. So what is the difference between cold and warm booting? Cold booting is when you are switching on the computer for the first time, this is called as cold booting, and warm booting is when already switched on computer is being restarted, so that is called as warm booting. I hope this is clear. So you have to write this in the notebook as well, that what are the two types of booting and what is the difference. Clear? Next, the operating system lets you give commands to the system when you delete old documents or move a file from one folder to another. You use the operating system. Clear? So whatever the commands or the instructions you are giving to the computer, they all are managed by the operating system. And as well as if you are deleting any document, means it is managing whatever the document we have saved, whatever the file and folders you are making on the computer. So this is also managed by the operating system. If you rename it, if you delete it or copy and paste to some other, so these all functions are managed by the operating system. Next is, you use the operating system to tell the computer to run an application software such as word processing or graphics application. So as we have discussed that operating system provides a platform where the different application softwares are installed or managed. Clear? So if you are using a Windows operating system, on that if you have installed the word processing software like MS Word, if you are playing a game, so that game software, or if you are watching any song or movie using media player, so all these are application software. So this all will be managed also by the operating system. Clear? So this is also a function of operating system. Right now we are discussing the different functions of the operating system. The fourth one, let us see. The operating system acts as a interface or a link between the user and the computer hardware. So this we have already discussed, that the operating system provide an interface for interaction between the user and the computer hardware. We have discussed this in the diagram as well. Let us come back to the diagram. See here. Here you can see the system software is managing, and it interlinks whom? User and the hardware. So it provides an interface, the system software provides the interface to interact the user and the hardware. Clear? Let us come back. So we have done till this. The operating system acts as an interface or a link between the user and the computer hardware. So as we have discussed that about the interfaces, so now it is the time to know this in detail. What is the user interface and what are the different types? So see here, based on the interface, operating system is classified under two types: command line interface and graphical user interface, that is CLI and GUI. So one by one let us see. First is command line interface. So if we see what is command line interface, in a command line interface you type keywords or press special keys as a command on the keyboard to enter data and instructions. The set of commands you use to interact with the user is called the command language. Clear? So let us read this once, then I will explain. Command line interfaces are often difficult to use because they require exact spelling, syntax and punctuation. Minor errors such as a missing period, that is dot, will generate an error message. What does it mean? Actually, we have seen that there are two interfaces, that is graphical user interface and command line interface. So in the command line interface, whatever the command you give, they are all given in the form of commands. We don't have any interface where we can click. Only we have the option is to give the exact keywords or whatever the command. If I show you, you may have seen the DOS, which is earlier when the Windows were being developed. Before that there was a DOS operating system as well. All the computer was being, earlier they were only being controlled only by giving the commands. So if I take back, give you example, you can see here, this is example of command prompt. So here if I write some commands like date, so see here you can see the displayed thing is the date of whatever the date. Clear? In the same way, whatever the thing you have to write, you will have to write with the help of command only. You right now I am using the pen to show you, but we can't use the pen here in the if it is a actual CLI, that is command line interface. Clear? So see here you don't have the icons, the menus as we use in the Windows. Clear? I hope it is clear now. You can write more commands. Let us come back to, suppose I am writing dir, that is the directory command. It will give you the different directories. If I write time, it will give you the time. Clear? So in this way there are various other commands. By writing them you can execute whatever thing you have to perform. All this will happen only with the help of the commands which you are writing. So this DOS or the command prompt is example of CLI, that is command line interface. I hope this is clear now. Well, now move to the other one, that is, so I hope this is clear now. The point one more was here, that any minor error such as a missing period will generate an error message. So as we have seen, whatever we are executing in the command line interface, the command we have to give using the exact keyword. If there is any error in the keyword, the function which you want to perform will not be executed. So this is the drawback, or you can say the limitation, because of which we have to develop some other operating system or some other interfaces which will be easy for the user to function. That's why the CUI after this command line interface is also called as character user interface, or there is some other user interfaces. So after that, the other user interface which was developed is GUI, which we see in the Windows, where you can use the different icons, menus. So as we have discussed yesterday also, let us read it once more, that graphical user interface, as a graphical user interface does not require you to memorize a common language. It is easier to learn and use than a command line interface. So we have seen in the command line interface we have to know the exact keyword. If you are not having the knowledge of that keyword, then you will not be able to function on the command line interface. But in the graphical user interface, it allows you to use menus and visual images such as icons, buttons and other graphical objects to give commands. So is it clear? In the GUI we have the options to use the different menus, images, icons, so that will be easy for a user to remember as well as to work with them. Why? Because all the things are available on the screen. If we see the desktop or any of the software, like see here, whatever the icons we have whatever the thing we are using. If we open MS Word or any other software, let me open you for this. So if you are opening MS Word, any of the software, so see here, whatever the things you are having, they all have menus. So by seeing them only you can be familiar that what is the function of that, by the name, insert, page layout. So these are the different things by which you are familiar, and by seeing that only you can use them. So that is the advantage of graphical user interface. So if you are having everything in the front of you, it will be easy to work with the computer or the software. But in the command line interface you have a limitation. So this is the next question you have to write in the copy, that what is the difference between GUI and CLI, and give some examples of that. I have given you example of GUI is Windows operating system, or the mobile Android operating system is all example of GUI. In the CLI, in the command line interface, we have given example of DOS, that is disk operating system. Clear? Now moving further, we have the categories of the operating system. So right now we are discussing only the first type of the system software, that is operating system. Clear? So this, till now we have discussed what is operating system, what is the functions of the operating system, and the two types of user interfaces. Now we will categorize this operating system in different parts. Let us see one by one. So first is, operating system usually come preloaded on the computer that you buy nowadays, but it is possible to upgrade or even change the operating system according to your need. The three basic categories of operating system are standalone, server and mobile. So this is what it is saying, that whenever you purchase a computer, most of the computers come with preloaded operating system on the computer. Clear? But if you want to change, if you want to upgrade that operating system, you are able to do that. That will be the adaptability of the device, that you can upgrade it. Suppose you are having a computer or a laptop and you are using operating system like Windows 7, but recently Windows 10 is being used and the support of Windows 7 is also stopped, so everyone switched to Windows 10 by purchasing and installing the new software, new operating system. So this way the operating system can be upgraded. Clear? In the mobile phone also you can have the option, but there is limitation as well. Now the three types of operating system are the standalone, server and mobile. Let us see this one by one. So standalone operating system, by the name you can see, standalone means some operating system which will be used on a single or a such type of system which will be limited to a particular computer. Let us see, a complete operating system that works on a desktop computer, notebook computer or a mobile computing device is called a standalone operating system. Clear? So any of the operating system which is installed on desktop, your notebook or laptop computer or a mobile computing device. Clear? So as this is only being used on a single device, so because of this is called a standalone operating system. Next, some standalone operating systems are called client operating system. So some of these standalone operating system are called as client operating system. So client operating systems can operate with or without a network. So we will see in the coming chapters that there is a server client model. Server client model is, if you are connecting your computer with a server, so then you act as a client and the computer which is providing you the resources or the information, that is called as server. As we search something on the computer on the internet, so all the data which is provided to us is from the some servers. So in the same way, in the networking there is a concept of client operating system. Clear? So here these standalone operating system are called as client operating system, so they can work with or without a network. So if you are not having the network, so as a only standalone system you can work on them, and if it is connected to the network, it will come as a client server model. So some examples of standalone operating system are Microsoft Windows, Mac OS, Linux and Chrome OS. So these are all examples of what? Examples of standalone operating system. Clear? So whatever these operating system are, this will only run a single device or a single computer. It may be your mobile phone, the laptop or desktop computer. Now one by one it is being explained what are the different these standalone operating system. Let us see them one by one. So first is Microsoft Windows. So Microsoft Windows is a very popular operating system widely used nowadays. In the mid 1980s, Microsoft developed its first version of Windows, which provided a graphical user interface in which most of the information is represented in a pictorial form. So see, the Microsoft Windows which you are using right now, I hope you remember the name of Bill Gates. So he was the founder member of the Microsoft Windows. So this was developed in mid 80s. There were various earlier versions of Microsoft Windows like Windows 95, Windows 2000, Windows 2007. Recently we are having Windows 10. So these are all the different versions of the Windows operating system. So the first version of the Windows was developed in mid 80s, means around 1985. Search and find out what was the first Windows operating system and in which year. This way you can find, and it will be interesting to know that what is the history of that. You can search the Wikipedia pages also, so you can find out more and in various detail as well, that what earlier the computer were of a very bigger size, in a room or a hall was used for a single computer. Clear? So this way you can search and find out more interesting things about these. So the first version was launched in year 1985 around. So since then Microsoft continually has updated Windows operating system, incorporating innovative features and functions in new versions. So earlier the operating system were having the interface in the form of command line where you are giving only the commands. Now we have various upgradations, like you have touch screen functions in the operating system only. You can manage the device by only touching them. Clear? So this is the journey of Windows operating system from CLI to GUI, and how it is being upgraded to the latest and innovative features. Some examples which is given here. Some popular Windows operating system are Windows 3.1, Windows 95, Windows 98, Windows 2000, Windows ME, Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8 and Windows 10. So these are the latest, and Windows 10 is the currently being used Windows operating system. Clear? I hope till now it is clear about the Microsoft Windows. So you can search it if you want, that what was the history, who are the earlier members on the internet. You can find out more detail about these. Now next is the Mac OS. Mac OS, the Apple operating system. Let us see. Apple first Macintosh computer was released in year 1984. The name associated with the Mac operating system, if we search, is the person related to the Mac. You can find out. I will tell you detail in the live class when we will meet. So through its first friendly approach, Macintosh operating system has set a high standard for operating system. The latest version, Mac OS X, is a multitasking operating system available only for the computers manufactured by Apple. So these Mac OS, that is the operating system developed for the Apple computers, developed by the Apple, they are called as Mac OS. So the Mac OS X is some of the latest version of the Apple operating system. Then coming to the next, that is Linux operating system. So Linux, in the last class we were discussing about some open source software. So Linux is one of those open source software. Let us see this. Linux is a popular free multitasking operating system. Multitasking means any operating system which can be used for multitasking. Multitasking means where you can run various simultaneous works on a single computer. You can, not only that, you can manage various computers as well, only using a single operating system. Let us see further. In addition to the basic operating system, Linux also includes many free programming languages and utility programs. So it provides various free programming languages and utility programs. Utility programs are the different programs which comes with the operating system for managing, like to manage the your hard disk. There is a cleaner utility program. Then to manage the security, there is some firewall utility. So these are the utility program which comes with the operating system to manage some certain particular task. So now Linux is an open source software, which means its code is available free to the public for use, modification and redistribution. As we have discussed yesterday also, that it is free, the license of that is there, but the code is free, means the source code in which it is written, it is made to public, and you can use, you can see, modify, and also after modification you can redistribute. Clear? So if you are having any operating system and if it is open source, and if you are a good programmer, if you can modify them, then you can make a new version with some changes. Now let us see further. There are many different versions with different looks and features, and the most popular one include Ubuntu, Mint and Fedora. So these are all the different versions of, or the different variations of these Linux operating system. Clear? I hope it is. We have discussed this yesterday also, the open source software. So Linux is example of open source software. So till now, today we have revised the different versions of operating system. This is all for today. So I hope you are doing the homework which I am giving. I will see them and you can send them after doing in the WhatsApp group or when we will meet in the next live session. Clear? Till then, stay safe and healthy and keep reading and learning new things. Okay? Thank you, class.